Okay, greetings from my new office in WeWork Towers. Not trying to promote them, but this is a fantastic place. I have a terrace to myself, and well, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get started. Today, I would like to take a deeper look at the price of key players in order to get some idea of why, there's going to be market dominance in between, say, Bitcoin or Ethereum, etc. So let's see what I have in stock. First of all, I'd like you to question who are the key traders who make an impact on the price of the crypto market. I identified four traders, and these are the gambler, you know, person who doesn't exactly have a very clear idea as to why he's making the move he's making. Just says, hey, I have this hunch and I'm going to go with it. And then there's the newbie. The newbie wants to have a strategy, wants to apply whatever he watched in YouTube. And we were all newbies once. And this person is will make some mistakes, will make some horrible mistakes, but probably will eventually become the methodical. Now, the methodical, statistically speaking, usually has a gain over his losses, meaning that if he is able to time his stop losses correctly, if he's not a gambler, then, statistically speaking, over the long haul, his losses will be significantly smaller than his gains. And then there are the whales, and the whales, they move the market because of the magnitude of their trades, but they are at war as well, you know. And I've said this before, plenty of little fishes can feed on the whale's teeth and live fulfilling, very happy lives. So, with the traders in mind, I want you guys to ask yourself the next question, which is, if it's a zero-sum game, what currency do you think traders go to when they take profit? Now, in order to really analyze this question, I've chosen three three parameters to look at, and these are liquidity, stability or volatility, and accessibility. Now, by liquidity, I mean how easy is it to get your hands in this coin or currency. By stability, I mean how stable is it? I buy this coin today, tomorrow what's the price going to be? Am I in danger? Am I in trouble? And by accessibility, what I mean to say is how many coins trade with the coin I currently hold, And by coins, I mean fiat as well. So let's analyze some of the key players and who do people go to when they want to take profit. First one, and I know many of you, this is an alarm already, there's a little flag like, oh my god, he's going to talk about Tether. But yes, I'm going to talk about Tether. Liquidity. It's not very clear what to trade US Tether for US dollar if it's not from an exchange. And yes, whatever, it may be true, it may not be true. Goldman Sachs just purchased Poloniex, which trades with Tether, so just whatever, keep that in mind. But there is a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt on this coin, which is probably why we can't use it as an online currency. For stability and volatility, so far this coin has really been convenient, since it is a stable value. It is the only coin that we can call a currency instead of a commodity. And for accessibility, trades with most coins on Poloniex, Bitfinex, and Binance. Behind my camera, I wrote in parentheses maybe more, because I'm not, I haven't really researched if there are more places or not. Those are the three that I'm aware of. Keep an eye out for this coin, particularly for its stability value. Something about Tether, I don't wanna make predictions, but something about it really calls on me when it's time to define an online currency. Another big player is Ethereum. Ethereum, on a liquidity level, it can be purchased or sold outside of exchanges, and on an international level, it is not that mainstream to purchase or sell Ethereum. What do I mean by this? That yes, maybe you can trade some Ethereum, but if you travel to many countries, the probability of you being able to, I mean, I wouldn't travel right now. I wouldn't do world traveling with Ethereum. I'd rather do it with Bitcoin. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that's what I mean on an international level. You know, it is not the most mainstream coin. For stability and volatility, unfortunately, although it is a lot more stable than Bitcoin, I think I have it right here, yes. A lot more stable than Bitcoin, we can see that, you know, stable, 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 and whatever it rallies, you know, it drops and comes back to its volume weighted average, and it is rather stable, while Bitcoin is very volatile. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I will talk about Bitcoin. And although it rallies, Ethereum is known to be a little more stable than other coins, yet it is still as volatile as the crypto market. And I think that's something that cannot escape, and that is also why this little guy right here might take the cake in a lot of ways. But back to Ethereum, the accessibility, it trades with most ERC20 tokens. It serves as gas for these tokens, so it makes sense that people would purchase it instead of Bitcoin. Say you want to take profit, I would take, if I have tokens, say Omi's Go or Golem token or whatever token you have that is an ERC20, I would rather trade for Ethereum to take profit, because I know I can use it as gas. Instead, if I trade it for, say, Bitcoin, and then I want gas, I need to trade back to Ethereum, which would require me to go on an exchange or just extra time. So Ethereum has the advantage that the accessibility for ERC20 tokens makes it very makes it a good candidate to trade to. It wouldn't make sense to trade it against no Ethereum-based tokens. I think I misspelled there. And yeah, why would you trade Litecoin for Ethereum? You know, I would trade Bitcoin for Ethereum based. Well, I'm not there yet, but or Tether. Ethereum will probably not be very popular with non-ERC20 tokens. If there are any other types of tokens, maybe those two. But ERC20 is the most common one. Okay, so lastly we have Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is a coin that in terms of liquidity, you can travel worldwide and you will probably be able to sell this coin. Local Bitcoin is quite big, and also people off the internet are most familiar with this name. A lot of people want to get their hands on Bitcoin. I've seen here in Argentina ads on Facebook, or there is these Facebook groups where people promote, they want to sell their house and stuff of that sort. They'll accept Bitcoin. It's on that level. Like, people are very familiar with this coin. In terms of stability, I hear me be hesitant, but the market, the crypto market, yet is not so stable. It's very volatile. Or volatile. I'm not going to use the word very. However, it's a healthy type of volatility. If you look at Dow Jones for the last 10 years, where's my mouse? Here it is. It has been on this upward trend. I don't want to call this a bubble, but I mean, this is frightening, and you can tell it is not natural. Something is behind this rally, and eventually they're gonna want to take profit. But that's another video, that's another story. Back on Bitcoin, what I was trying to say is that the volatility is not necessarily unhealthy, since it does have intrinsic value as a decentralized commodity. You could compare it to digital gold. I don't see that the price would diminish to the point where nobody would pay for it, since after all, it is the equivalent to a online decentralized bank account. And that's a very valuable asset to have. In terms of accessibility, it trades with most, if not all, coins or tokens. And this is one of the key, I mean liquidity as well, but accessibility is one of its key factors in the dominance. You know, to conclude on all the coins we've seen, which is, to remind you guys, Tether, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, all three factors play a big role. You can see this clearly with Bitcoin, how liquidity and accessibility are really its most powerful asset, and that's why it has the dominance it has. Even when other coins, technologically speaking, were a lot more valuable, than just an online bank account, still Bitcoin, traded with most coins, and you could purchase it worldwide. And this is very important to keep in mind, and especially when thinking of market dominance or price analysis, why the price of Bitcoin keeps going up, why people want to take profit, where do they want to take profit. Another point is Ethereum has made a huge effort to gain momentum on the accessibility, at Finex, and like I said, it won't need that much help with its ERC20 tokens, which are alive. We have to see what's going to happen once other types of technology come in to the game, like IOTA and other DAG technologies. But final word is, in my opinion, this is personally speaking, decentralized exchanges will disrupt the market dominance. This is where accessibility will change radically, and someone's gonna get smart and say, this decentralized coin right here can be sold or purchased. Maybe they'll pin it to a value. Maybe Tether will be that coin. That's uncertain. What I do know is that once the decentralized exchanges rise, we'll see a more organic movement in between coins, and maybe Bitcoin won't be the only coin that trades with every other one. Maybe it'll be another free or transactionless coin. I don't want to say names. But alright guys, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Subscribe, and sorry for taking so long to make videos. I'll be probably uploading them a lot more often now. I think my next one will be on trading. I found this neat little tool called Tensor Charts, and I think I'm getting the hang of it. So let's see. Let's keep in touch. See you guys around.